Hello, everybody. It's been a while. You guys like the new mic fuzzy thing? I like it. I like it a lot. So last year I went to Malaysia, and before I get to the vlog and telling you guys all about it, gusto ko lang ikwento yung mga nangyari kung bakit medyo napatagal itong pag-record ko ng video. So firstly, of course, Christmas. And yung mga relatives namin from the US and Canada, umuwi sila, so sobrang dami nangyari. And I wasn't home for a long while and I wasn't able to work as well. Medyo swerte na lang rin ako na wala masyadong gigs noon time na to. So that's really cool. And it was a lot of fun. We got to stay in like really fancy hotels and stuff like that. Got to eat really fancy food as well. Right after that, by like January, sobrang daming band stuff as well. Sunod-sunod yung gig, biglang nagsibuhos, and we're sort of prepping for something big upcoming, so hopefully you guys are excited for that as well. Right now, we have a 2 weeks na walang nangyayari sa banda. And it's a weekday right now. Right now it's a Saturday. It's the 31st of January. So wala masyadong ganap. And I got up pretty early. Recently, I have been having really bad sleeping habits. Sobrang late ko nakakatulog. And nahihirapan ako. Kagabi actually late pa rin ako nakatulog. Sadyang pinilit ko lang yung sarili kong gumising around like mga 9:30 ganon, which is not even that early. It's just earlier than my usual. Going back to the Malaysia thing, last year around like November, I can't remember the exact dates, like November 7 to something, we went to Malaysia. This is my second time going outside of the country. Actually, wala talaga sa plano ko magpunta ng Malaysia. And I don't really know much about Malaysia. So yung friends ng kapatid ko, magpupunta na Malaysia to watch a concert. And my sister wanted to come with. And ako, in turn, sabi ko, ay, pupunta ka, sige, sama na rin ako, just to experience. And I had the money for it naman. And then sinama na rin namin yung baby sister namin, si Abby. Supposedly, we were gonna stay in Malaysia for 3 days. But there were a couple of inconveniences, some surprises. But yeah, it was a fun trip. Let's start with boarding. Very special to sa akin. Hindi kasi ako madalas mag-aeroplano or mag-ibang bansa. So I forgot why, pero sa estancia kami naghintay nun before we went to the airport. So I was with my parents. First time kong mag-ibang bansa nang wala akong kasamang parents. And the same kay Abby. Yung sister ko punta na siya sa ibang bansa. We got to the airport and we were waiting for time lang rin naman, and we ate at this place called LA Chicks, which is pretty good. It's the first time I've seen it, and it's the first time I tried it as well. As I mentioned, this trip was originally for my sister's friends. So we met up with her friends. One of my favorite parts of the airport are the walkolators. I just think they're really needlessly cool. I'd say they're cool. It just reminds me of that one Mr. Bean movie where nasa walkalator siya tapos hinabol siya ng mga police. I don't know if I'll flash it. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that. So yeah, we boarded the plane. I was sitting next to my baby sister. My sister was sitting with her friends, tas kami ng kapatid kong mas bata yung magkasama. And I had my Steam Deck to accompany me along the plane ride. I believe my baby sister even slept. I'm not sure. We got to Malaysia and I forgot what it's called, pero may parang mahabang pila if hindi ka taga doon. And surprisingly, there were a lot of Indians. I did not expect this. Again, I don't know much about Malaysia. All I know is that it's mainly a Muslim country compared to dito sa Pilipinas where most of the people are Christians or Catholics. Medyo nawala kami sa airport. You wanna try Dunkin' Donut?
Never tasted it before.
Yep. Maybe we can try Dunkin' Donut for the first time in Malaysia. We were looking for a specific service center called Tune Talk, which is gonna be our main source of internet throughout the entire trip. Unlike dito sa Philippines where most people know how to speak English, a lot of people there do know how to speak English, pero may mga instances where nahihirapan sila. They can't talk to us if not with their native language. May nakausap kaming guard and we sort of stumbled around the airport mall up until we found Tune Talk. And it was a little weird kasi sarado pa yung mga establishments, sarado pa yung mall, sarado pa yung mga kainan. Pero eventually we find the little kiosk for Tune Talk and we got our internet. I noticed since Muslim country nga, a lot of the food establishments meron silang halal certified parang logo doon just to make sure. There's a lot of restrictions, I believe, with Muslim people. I'm not Muslim, so I'm not very familiar. Pero That's what I assume, at least the fact na nandun yun. Yeah, we got a taxi ride and our first day starts. I didn't know this, pero sa Malaysia, or I guess for most of like Southeast Asia, probably, sobrang sikat ang Grab. And I thought it was a Filipino thing for the longest time. For most of our time here sa Malaysia, we used Grab. And it was much more convenient kasi fixed yung rates, kung ano man yung makita mo doon, ayun na yung babayaran mo. And it's much easier because you just have to use your phone, right? Nung dumating yung Grab driver namin, akala namin may sakay siya, tas magbababa siya kasi may tao sa kanan na upuan sa harap. We just forgot na it was like right hand driving. Throughout the entire time, tuwing nagtataxi kami, lagi ako nakaupo sa harap. It was always weird. Parang nerve-wracking kapag lumiliko kasi sa kabilang side ako, hindi ako sanay. I would like clench my booty just whenever we take a turn because I feel like we're not turning in the right lane. So, pero ayun, ang weird niya sa pakiramdam. So we were staying at this hotel called the One World Hotel, and we got there. Right next to the hotel is a mall, and they had like a little passageway from the hotel to the mall, so you don't have to go outside. But we didn't know that, so dumaan pa kami sa labas, and we went to this mall called One Utama. Porque contigo yo es we waited outside. Pretty standard naman na 10 a.m. ang bukas ng mall. And we got there a little early. Tapos kami naghihintay. And we were talking outside of the mall kasi walang tao sa labas ng mall. Compared dito sa Pilipinas na 9:30 pa lang naghihintay na yung mga tao sa labas ng mall.
Sa akin?
My sister, si Queenie, she wanted to try Te Tarik, if I'm saying that right. Hindi siya actual restaurant na parang may upuan sa loob. Pero we did have seats and we ate there. After that, we left going to the aquarium. Binook nila Queenie to for our first day. So ito talaga yung nakaplano. And my sister like fixed up everything, which is really nice na may taga-ayos kami ng ganun. Because I didn't really know much about the place. We went to the aquarium. Initiate montage.
Where's the lamp from there?
It's a lobster. May astig na part dito where there's this little human conveyor belt. Alam mo yung dome-esque na nasa ilalim ka ng tubig. And just to make sure that people keep moving, they have this conveyor belt for people to stand on. Pero you can stand on the side naman if you want to do pictures and just stay put for a while. Mugging everyone. After the aquarium, we went outside and ang weird nga ng parang labasan niya kasi there's these huge stairs paakyat. So we were underground. Tapos paglabas namin, it's just a park. On that park, you can see the famous like Twin Tower na Malaysia is known for, and it's the only thing I know from Malaysia, about Malaysia. In that park, we like walked around. Actually, pupunta talaga kami dun sa Twin Tower. There's a mall at the base of the two towers, and while walking, we saw a playground, so we went there and took a couple of pictures. It was a lot of fun, pero sobrang init, as in parang nasa Pinas, very tirik yung araw. And then naglakad kami papunta doon sa mall nga, as I mentioned. And akala ko ang pangalan ng mall ay Isitan. But it's actually called Surya KLCC. And I only found out about this right after, nung pag-uwi, nung sinusort out ko na yung files. Right before we went inside of the mall, we saw the Saloma Bridge, which is one of the things that Queenie's friends wanted to go to and look at. So we went around Isitan, and this is the first time I saw and tried Chaji. I don't know how it's pronounced. And it's a popular milk tea place. They usually don't serve pearls. Pero the milk tea is really nice. And recently, they opened up here, meron sa Eastwood, and my sister has been really liking it. She has the app and like collects points and whatever. Right after, we went to do money exchange. So we have cash. So nag-money exchange muna kami sa loob ng mall. Right after, we went outside and we got a closer look at the Twin Towers. We were like at the foot of it, and it was huge. It was really nice to look at. There were a lot of people as well, like taking pictures, shooting content, stuff like that. Right after that, we walked our way to Saloma Bridge. While walking papunta dun sa bridge, I saw like a really cute graveyard. Like may graveyard, tas ang pretty ng puntod nila compared sa nakikita natin sa Pilipinas. It's a lot of detail. And I thought it looked pretty, so I took a little video of it. I think that's okay to do. We went to the bridge. The bridge was cool, and then after that, we sat near like a food park waiting for our grab. So kami babalik na kami ng hotel, and yung friends ni Queenie are magpupunta sa hotel nila, which is a different hotel. My sisters were very tired. We got to the room, we settled, tas nag-chill muna kami for a bit. I was a little restless, so I did a solo bolo and went to the Utama Mall by myself looking for food. And I really wanted to try yung parang local food nila. Tapos tumitingin-tingin ako ng mga kainan. I went to the food court. Hindi ako nagpunta dun sa mga restaurants. There's this place I found called Melaka Corner. Funny experience there. Yung bantay dun sa Melaka Corner didn't know how to speak any English. So ako na bumibili, I was trying to communicate, how much is this? What does this have? Is this chicken? Tinatanong ko lang kung ano yung meron doon sa pagkain na yun. She didn't know how to speak English. So she had the person behind me sa pila ko asked for help kasi parang mas batang babae yung nasa likod ko. Siya medyo OG na lady yung nagbabantay dun sa food stall. Siya yung naging translator namin. So in-explain niya sa akin kung magkano, kung anong laman, maanghang ba siya. Spicy food is apparently very popular there. So tinry ko, tapos parang magkano lang siya. Tapos nakalagay lang siya sa Tupperware. So and I just really wanted to try something local. I don't even remember what it's called. Pero I ate it and it was pretty good. It was nice. And there's this little paste throughout the entire time na nandun ako. The paste would always be there, right beside the food. Para siyang special paste na dun ko lang siya natikman eh. So parang you have chicken, you have rice, and then you have the paste. You have pork and then rice and then you have the paste. You have anything with rice and the paste. I guess parang staple yun sa kanila. So the paste was good. It was very yummy. After that, I got a little familiar with the mall and my siblings wanted to look around the mall with me. So hinintay ko sila dun sa lobby elevator and we went to the mall. Medyo nagets ko na yung layout ng mall. So mas madali sa amin mag-ikot-ikot at hindi kami nawawala. Abby really wanted to go to this Korean grocery store. So ayan, sa Malaysia kami pero Korean ng consumption namin. We walked around a little bit more and we found this boba shop called Liho or Laiho. We bought some milk tea tas para meron pa silang buy two take one or something. Napakasarap niya. NGL. It was pretty good. So yeah, I guess that's day one. Bumalik lang kami sa hotel and I watched some YouTube on my tablet. Got some free chips courtesy of the hotel room. Was it courtesy of the hotel room or did I buy it from the Korean grocery store? Anyway, either way, I had chips, boba, and some free chocolate that came with the hotel. And that's day one, everybody. Day 2 was supposedly kami magkakapatid lang. This was the day my sister's friends were at the concert. We went to a place called Bukit Bintang. We got there using their train. Their train system is called MRT as well. And I believe it also stands for Metro Rail Transit. I'm not sure, pero MRT rin siya. Instead of using the cards, they use these little tokens. Oh, Santolan! Hey, Santolan Station! So yeah, we went on the train. We took a couple of pictures. When we got to Bukit Bintang, Queenie wanted to try this particular food place. Actually, nakita ko to sa TikTok and I sent it to her. I remember it's called Damascus and it was, nung nakita ko siya sa TikTok, okay, it was a shawarma place. Para siyang shawarmahan, alam mo yung may nakatuhog na malaking beef ba yun o chicken, tapos hinihiwa, tapos chop-chopin nila, sa serve nila. I thought that was it. It was a restaurant. Damascus is a restaurant. And they had the second floor. Para siyang entire building dedicated for Damascus. And we ate there. I believe it was more so Indian food. And it was really good. This is where we figured out that typically in restaurants here in Malaysia, they don't serve you water. You have to buy their water. And I find this really odd kasi syempre dito sa Pilipinas, if you eat at a certain restaurant, you get to have water for free kasi para siyang panulak, di ba? Ayun, you buy the water. And medyo mahal yung tubig sa loob ng mga restaurants. So what we did is afterwards, we bought water sa 7-Eleven. I opened the door kasi parang naririnig ko medyo echoey ang aking audio, ang aking mic. So hopefully that helps. So after that, there's this mall again sa Bukit called Lot 10 and I saw that it's a good place to like shop for clothes and stuff. Again, we went to 7-Eleven muna sa labas and we bought like a big jug of water. Going into the mall, there's this big place called Don Donki, which is apparently a popular like Japanese store. Tapos puro mga snacks siya. We were buying Japanese stuff sa Malaysia. Nag-ikot-ikot kami doon. Tapos, yung checkout niya is self-checkout. So, you handle all of the checkout by yourself. And then another thing we found inside of the mall, which was kung saan ako bumili ng mga pasalubong din para sa girlfriend ko. There was like a big pop-up area. Alam niyo yung typical na parang common area tapos may mga maliliit na mga table and people are selling stuff. There was surprisingly a lot of AI brain rot stuff, related stuff. Nandun sila tung sahur. Ayan, nakita ko.
She's so happy. She's so happy.
Bought this. I think I still have it here. Kay Queenie dapat to. But I haven't been able to give it to her. It's like a 3D printed keychain. Si Toothless. Yeah, si Toothless yan. Binilan ko rin si Rinoa ng ganyan. So, tig-isa kami. Sa akin si Toothless, sa kanya yung white, yung asawa ni Toothless. Kasi so inside the mall, may isitan ulit akong nakita. And I'm not sure at this point what isitan is sa kanila. We went to the mall's arcade as well, which was called like the Moo something. I forgot what it's called. Pero napunta kami doon and it was typically the usual stuff you'd see sa mga arcade dito sa Pilipinas. So we didn't bother like staying there and like playing. This was also the first time I saw a card vending machine. They have vending machines for like playing cards. And it was primarily like one-piece cards. And I didn't know that was a thing until that time. We left Lot 10 and right outside of the mall sa malapit sa entrance, there's this store called Parfait. And it's just basically really tall ice cream. And right next to it was a milk tea boba shop. There's gonna be a lot of boba in this vlog. There's a boba shop called Machi, which is, I enjoyed their milk tea and the pearls were perfectly cooked as well. Meron na dito sa Pilipinas and I believe yung first branch nila. I'm not sure if that's the only branch pero yung napuntahan ko pa lang is sa Robinson's Magnolia. Ang funny nga kasi right after our Malaysia trip, we started seeing like big signages of opening soon. Tas it was Chaji and Machi. So, parang sinusundan kami ng Malaysia. Meron ako natikman na milk tea na naging favorite ko doon and wala pa rin siya dito sa Pilipinas, sadly, pero hopefully soon. So, we walked around Bukit and we went into a couple of stores that was inside of the town. Pero there's this place called Toy Mania. Pinasok namin, tumingin lang kami ng mga toys. And there was this tall building dedicated for KKV. And my baby sister is a really big fan of KKV. Alam mo, usually kapag naglalakad ka sa mall, kapag ang babae may nakitang Watson, sasabihin niya may titignan lang ako. Tapos pag ang lalaki, pag may nakitang Data Blitz, may titignan lang ako. Kay Abby, KKV yun, yung ganun niya. KKV or like Miniso, ganun. She likes looking at like plushies and little toys and stuff like that. We bought skincare facial masks and bath bombs kasi merong bathtub yung hotel namin. Para lang pag uwi namin meron kaming gagawin na astig. So bumili kami. It was fairly cheap. We went to this place. Ako gusto ko talagang puntahan tong lugar na to. And it was called the Backspace Street Art. Parang skinita siya. And all of the walls and the floor, it had art. And we took a couple of pictures and I vlogged it. Pero sobrang init. Grabe, sobrang init nung araw na to. Like, init na init kami. I had my umbrella out as well. After that, we went to a 7-Eleven para magpalamig and bumili na rin yung sister ko ng Slurpee. Doon ko na-realize na wala na palang Slurpee dito sa Pilipinas. At least sa mga 7-Eleven na nakikita ko, there's not much Slurpees anymore. So, ayun, bumili yung sister ko. My sister used to really like Slurpees back when we were in high school. I remember when we got back home, nung pumunta ulit ako ng 7-Eleven dito malapit sa amin, walang Slurpee. What happened to all of the Slurpee? What's up with the Slurpee, dude? If there are still 7-Elevens with Slurpee, but please tell me immediately para lang I want a little hit of nostalgia with that Slurpee, you know? Baka puntahan ko pa yan kung saan man yan. While waiting sa 7-Eleven, we booked a taxi papuntang Central Market. And basically, Central Market is just a big building where you buy trinkets, you know, knickknacks, mga pwedeng pasulubong para sa mga uuwian mo sa iyong home country. While walking around there, syempre, chinecheck rin namin yung presyo para marunong naman kaming magkumpara at naturuan kami na magulang namin sa palengke, di ba? It was kind of like that. It was the same vibes without the smell, of course. So, naglakad kami doon and we met a Filipino vendor. Pumasok kami doon tapos nagtatanong kami, how much? Tapos bigla siyang nagsabi sa amin, Filipino? Yun naman pala, sabi. So, we met a Filipino woman that was selling like little wallets and ref magnets. Tapos ang funny kasi sinabihan niya kami, hanggang kailan kayo dito? And we said, ay hanggang bukas lang po, 3 days lang po kami. Ay sayang, sana nagpunta kayo dito. Kasi dito, she said a specific city. Dito sa city na to, you can buy everything in here but cheaper. So the Central Market is basically for foreigners. If you want to get the prices na pang Malaysian na tao, you go to this city. And she just told us, oh, if you want to get these na cheaper, just go here. Pero we didn't have the time kasi nga, sunod na araw, aalis na kami. And we were only staying for 3 days. Either way, we bought like wallets and little trinkets from her. Tapos, umalis na kami. And there was this little cafe inside of the Central Market called Sekawan. We bought a bunch of like sweet treats, a drink as well. Tapos sobrang tamis niya actually. It was okay, pero I'm not that much of a sweet tooth, you know? So we walked to MRT ulit. We walked to Pasar Seni Station. Nag-MRT kami papuntang NU Central, which is where we were supposed to take the bus papuntang Genting. And Genting is like a mountain area. It was weird nga yung kung nasaan yung bus behind the mall, but there was no entrance directly into the mall. So you had to basically come out of the front of the mall and walk all around outside of the mall. Parang iskim mo yung gilid ng mall, pupunta ka sa likod, and that's where the buses are. So nag-bus ride kami papunta doon, and the bus ride was really long. It felt like parang probinsya yung vibes ng papuntang Genting. Good thing I had like podcasts downloaded on my phone to keep me company because both my sisters slept through the ride and I was awake the entire time. We got there. The place had a lot of outlet stores. So basically, yung typical na nakikita mo sa mga outlet stores, Nike, Converse, mga sapatos, a bunch of designer brands as well was there, and they were much cheaper than yung usual na makikita mo sa mall. When we got there, a lot of people had specifically Nike na mga box. Nung nagpunta kami sa Nike, they had like an insane sale, like 50% off of like a lot of their shoes. Pero nung nagpunta kami doon, a lot of the good-looking shoes were already sold out. So, nag-ikot-ikot pa kami, and my sister really wanted to go into Coach. Ang weird nga compared sa lahat ng ibang mga stores, si Coach had a line where you had to wait before you got in. So, naghintay kami, pumila kami. There was a big sale. Like, sobrang parang I think like 40% or like 60% sale, but it was still too expensive for me, so I didn't buy anything. After nun, we went to Puma and they had a sale promo where you buy 3 and get 2. So, dun kami nagsettle, ay yung binili namin. I have new Puma shoes, so terno kami ng dad ko. Tapos terno si Queenie, si Abby, tsaka si Mami. Pare-pare sila ng Puma shoes. So, ayan. This is my first Puma shoes as well, I believe. At this point, it was hapon na eh. Like, pababa na yung araw. We walked papunta sa cable car. And the cable car basically is a cable car papunta sa tuktok ng bundok. So, mataas na kami. We were pretty high up, pero we went higher up. Main Genting yung pinakatuktok, and it was wild to see. Sobrang colorful and sobrang daming ilaw despite it being gabi na. While we were walking around the mall, I found out that it was owned by Resorts World. So puro sugal siya. Like there's a lot of gambling. Tas, sobrang lalaki ng mga screens. Tas parang
win a new car, win 3 billion ringgit.
like ganun yung vibes niya. Kumbaga, my sister also explained to me na usually Genting is like a day trip. Buong araw yung igagastos mo sa araw sa pagpunta sa Genting. We didn't really have that luxury kasi nga we were compressing a lot of places na pupuntahan sa isang araw. So, gabi na lang kami nakapunta dito. So, hindi namin na-maximize, I guess, yung punta namin dito sa Genting Resorts World. We went to Five Guys, like burger place, and I really wanted to try it. Sobrang sarap. Sobrang dami, pero sobrang mahal. Ang bigat ng pagkain nila. It was like pure American, baby. Wala kasing Five Guys dito sa Pilipinas, so I wanted to try it there. And then right after, while walking back, pabalik sa cable car, may nakita kaming boba place ulit. Syempre, of course. Throughout the entire trip, ito yung naging favorite kong boba place. And it's called Haiti. Tawa si Abby dito kasi meron dito ang pangalan, Bobo Milk Tea. So, Bobo Milk Tea. Oh, you're a professional yung machine.
Professional buisetter.
The buisetter.
Oh, the buisetter.
Dapat may movie kayo, the buisetter. Ayun, sumaglit lang kami sa Genting and then we got into the cable car. Pababa na ulit. We wanted to take the bus again, pauwi para makatipid, pero wala nang bus. So, our only choice was to get a taxi, pauwi. So, nag-taxi kami pauwi and it was very expensive, but you know, it is what it is. Nag-grab na lang kami. While on the taxi ride home, dun namin nalaman na na-cancel ang aming flight. We're sort of panicking because we have to rebook everything and then add another day or another 2 days, I guess. Stay namin doon sa hotel because there's no place for us to stay, and we have to rebook the flight, and you know, a lot of stuff na we had to handle. We were pretty tired by this point. Inside of the taxi, you weren't allowed to drink anything. Drinks. I think water lang ang pwede mo inumin sa loob ng taxi. We waited up until we got to the hotel before I got to try the Haiti. At dun ko na pagtanto na this is the best boba shop that I've ever purchased from. Of course, ayun nga, as I mentioned, we had bath bombs and like skincare face masks from KKV. So, ayun, nag-sibling time kami. We watched YouTube. That's the end of Day 2, baby. 2, yes, number 2.
Basically all animals, the larger the body, the more oxygen their cells need to just stay alive. In warm water...
Timeran mo ah.
Day 3. This was especially like stressful, especially kay Queenie kasi siya yung nag-handle ng rebooking. And the problem with our tickets and the way we booked is that iba-iba kami ng pinagbukan. Si Queenie, nag-book siya along with her friends. Ako, nag-book ako mag-isa and then separate pa si Abby. So, hiwa-hiwalay kami. Ngayon, pag ni-rebook, we might get separated into different planes. Okay lang na magkahiwalay kami ni Queenie tapos kasama niya yung mga friends niya, pero hindi pwede mahiwalay si Abby sa amin. Sa akin or sa kanya. Like at least either, di ba? Magkasama lang. Kasi she's a minor and she's a kid, you know? Kailangan may kasama siya. Ang nag-notify sa akin na na-cancel yung flight namin is trip.com. It was because of... It was the one with the AI memes because of Sierra Madre or something na deligtas daw tayo. I forgot. It was very stressful. Lalo na sa kapatid ko kay Queenie. We booked another couple of days dun sa hotel. We went out to eat. Medyo mahirap maghanap ng kainan dun for Abby kasi medyo mapili siya sa food. So, nag-Korean chicken kami. We found this place called the BHC Chicken, which was really nice actually. Sobrang na-enjoy ko yung pagkain nila. Si Queenie, usually, she doesn't like cheese-flavored chicken. Pero na-enjoy niya etong sa BHC kasi hindi daw siya ganun ka-intrusive. And ang funny kasi yung kinainan namin, there's a big window and it looks like Shaw Boulevard. Shaw Boulevard Station? Paparating na sa Shaw Boulevard Station? No. Tagus mo dyan Pasig pagka. Apparently, sobrang sikat rin ng Zeus sa kanila. I think Queenie mentioned it the day before neto. Pero I saw this Filipino-themed coffee that they have, which was, basically just ube. Right after eating, we walked around the mall and we got HWC coffee. After getting coffee, we went back to the room for a little bit before going to the mall again to book another taxi papuntang IOI Mall. I looked online kung ano meron dito sa mall na to, and it was only practically known for just one thing, and it was the petting zoo. Because inside of the mall, there was a petting zoo. Ayun lang yung pinunta namin dun. Went there, and I think the petting zoo is my favorite part of the entire trip. Sobrang saya. Cue the petting zoo montage.
Oh. Hello.
They want me. I am their leader. Look at him going up on. Bro, what the hell are you doing there? It is Wednesday, my dude. So right after going through the petting zoo, I wanted to buy snacks. Mga local snacks that they had. Meron dong Mr. DIY, which is, you know, a thing here rin naman sa Pilipinas. But the snacks that they had there were local. So, nag-ikot-ikot kami doon, tapos namili kami ng mga kung ano ng mga local snacks. Right after that, we walked around IOI Mall. There was not much in the mall anyway. So, nag-taxi na kami pabalik ng hotel, pahinga ng onte, and then we went out again to eat dinner. Ito na yung part na wala kaming plano kasi supposedly pauwi na kami neto. We ate at a place called Rich Kopitam, and the food was really good. I think I got chicken here. Tapos again, there was the paste again sa pagkain. This specific paste that it was always there in their meals. After eating, naglakad kami and Queenie got these cheese tarts, which was pretty good as well. And then we did more snack shopping. Queenie saw this clothing store called Sui Sui. Queenie told me na magandang bilihan siya, and Reno actually knew about it. So I took a picture not knowing what it was about, and I sent it to her. I was like, "Whoa, meron dyan? What?" And syempre, hindi pwedeng wala. They have tea live there, and may mga iba't ibang mga flavors sila na wala dito sa Pilipinas. So, we got tea live and I got boba. And then we got back to the hotel. And then being chillings. And that is day 3, baby. On our 4th day, breakfast kami sa One Utama. Si Queenie tinatanong niya na, "Kuya, anong gusto mong gawin? Kuya, saan mo gusto magpunta?" Kasi wala kaming plano. There's nothing booked. We have nothing planned on where to go. We had nothing. We went to One Utama and we got breakfast. I ate this thing called Penang Chendol noodles. Abby, syempre, she got takoyaki. Japanese food. And Queenie got these weird noodles. I forgot what they're called, pero she ate that, the noodles. Medyo mabigat nga daw. We also got these egg waffles. Nag-ikot-ikot lang kami sa mall kasi we didn't really have anything for today. We looked at their arcades. And there was this one arcade na sobrang tago. It was right next to their cinema. Tapos parang pataas siya and sobrang scuffed tignan. Actually, hindi scuffed, but it looked old. Yung mga upuan, monoblock. It was a really sweaty arcade. Like, sweaty-ass arcade. Alam mo yung typical na magpupunta doon, may naka-backpack, tapos ibababa, tapos sobrang daming pera, tapos maglalaro lang siya buong araw. It was that kind of arcade. So, they had the washing machines, the wangan. They also had a Street Fighter 4 cabinet. And I think this is the first time I've seen a Street Fighter 4 cabinet. I don't think I've seen that here in the Philippines. I took a picture and I sent it to my friend, si Sean. He's a big, like, fighting game person. So I sent it to him. And then while walking, nakakita kami ng Pop Mart. So we went to the Pop Mart, and compared to like here in the Philippines where sobrang ubusan lagi at sobrang daming tao, doon yung Pop Mart chillings lang. Wala masyadong tao. And then we went to this place called Seed. I think it's Seed. Or it was a different name for the store. Yung pangalan lang ng binili kong mga t-shirts or yung tatak is Seed. I bought a bunch of clothes, mga pasulubong para sa mga aking minamahal dito sa Pilipinas. After that, syempre hindi mawawala. We got Liho tea again. And I didn't know at this time, na merong Haiti dito sa mall na to. So I got a little sad when I figured out. May nadadaanan kami lagi called Wilford, and it's just a bunch of toys. So pumasok kami doon, you know, we looked at some toys, tapos nan-trip kami. And they had the cactus, the talking cactus yung sikat sa TikTok.
You can ask the flowers. Hello? Oh, hindi gumawa. You can ask the flowers.
We wanted to try Potato Corner. If you guys didn't know, Potato Corner is a Filipino brand. And sumikat lang siya. At ngayon, nasa ibang bansa na siya. Yung Potato Corner dito, marami silang mga iba't ibang stuff na nasa menu na wala dito sa Pilipinas. Kasi dito usually, it's just fries and like the chicken thing, I think. Dito they had like cheese balls and cheese sticks. I'm not sure. We tried a bunch of snacks from there. Abby even got a little Potato Corner toy. After going back to the hotel, tas chilling, bumalik ako ng Seed kasi I wanted to buy more stuff for more people. So yun, nabili ako. We were gonna go for dinner na at this point. Again, as I mentioned, medyo mahirap hanapan ng pagkain si Abby kasi nga medyo mapili siya sa pagkain. So we got Korean chicken again! Yippee! Kasi mahilig siya sa Korean chicken. Ano yung parang rice na chewy rice? I forgot what it's called, pero ayun. And may nakita rin ako, may stuffed dito. And I remember like looking at like videos ng stuffed sa TikTok and trying to look for like calorie counts. Yung main place na nagre-review ng stuffed is Malaysia. So, I guess nauna sila sa Malaysia dito. Pasara na yung mall na ito pero nag-ikot pa kami and we went to Miniso. Ang daming Lupi and mahilig ako sa Lupi kasi ang cute. Ang cute ni Lupi. I didn't buy dahil feeling ko ang dami ko na nagastos nung at that point. We went back sa hotel and then we went to like the lobby kasi this entire time hindi kami masyadong nag-stay sa mismong hotel or like use their amenities because for the most part we're just outside. We looked at the lobby drinks and it was a little bit too expensive for us. So, ayun, umuwi na kami at nagbing chillings. And that's day 4, baby! Ooh. So, day 5 is the day we leave Malaysia. So, nag-ayos na kami ng gamit namin. We said bye-bye to the hotel and we wanted to eat before leaving.
You can ask the flowers.
Siyempre, dahil kasama namin si Abby, nag-BHC chicken kami. Masarap naman siya. Ang only regret lang is, you know, it's not Malaysian food. And then we walked around the mall a little bit just to burn a little time. I know these little cats have something to do with religion. I'm just not sure what. Pero I like how they look. Sobrang laki ng braso nila. Tapos mga pusa sila.
Dab me up, bro.
And then after all of this, nagpunta kami sa GG Cafe, which is a cafe that we saw no simula pa lang, day 1. It was glaring at us right outside of Utama Mall. Nung na-mention ko na sa simula na naglakad pa kami sa labas despite the fact that we can just walk through like a pathway from the hotel papunta sa mall. Because my sister got the matcha. Ang cute nga ng marketing nila eh. She got a little surprise box. So ayan, dalawa na yung laruan niya. Daya nga eh, gusto nga namin kunin yung isa.
Oh my gosh. Hindi ko mabuksan. This for me, right?
Doyo, sa'yo na si ano?
Sa'yo si Purito Corner.
Sa'yo rin po, sa'yo rin po.
Ito pwede lang pan. Fresh avocado.
Bakit isa lang? Di ba dalawa kayo nagkabukan?
Hindi ba kaya?
Okay.
Let's squish you ulit. Baka na lang, baby. No.
Ako na lang si Potato Corner, Mayman.
No. Salamat na lang sa lahat, ate. I love you, sis. Salamat sa pag-asagasa ng flight babalik.
Also, day 2 pa lang, si Abby, she wanted to go to this huge, like, chess board sa parang pathway papunta sa mall. So, ayun, dinaanan namin yun. We took pictures.
And you're free to check the king.
Ron, no! There must be another way!
And then not long after, nag-book na kami ng Grab papunta sa airport. Tapos biglang bumuhos yung ulan. So medyo kinabahan ako. I guess tumigil naman siya sa gitna ng Grab ride namin. And yung nakakatuwa dito is, this was the first Grab driver na chinika ako. kinausap niya ako and he was Chinese. Actually, in-explain rin to ni Queenie sa akin that the train costed more than just taking a Grab kasi sobrang mahal daw ng train from the airport to wherever you were going. So, mas mura daw na mag-Grab. So, it was like big brain for us to just use the Grab, which is wild kasi usually trains are not that expensive. We got to the airport and then of course walk later ulit, napakalupit. So inagahan namin magpunta dito because my sister, si Queenie, she had a work meeting and we went to A&W kasi dito nag-work yung boyfriend niya dati daw. Na-curious kami and wala namang A&W sa Pilipinas. And A&W is a brand that sells root beer. Doon ko na sila kilala A&W root beer. Tapos yung syempre, of course, dun sa mismong kainan, ang main na inumin nila is root beer. We got some of their food, masarap naman, typical American fast food. While waiting for Queenie, ako nag-ikot-ikot ako, tas may mga M&Ms, ayan, yung mga typical na makikita mo sa airport. Chocolate, souvenirs, stuff like that. After Queenie's work meeting, naglakad na kami and we wanted coffee. Pero we went to this gift shop first. Medyo mahal. I believe si Queenie namili ng mga stuff. Right after, diretso na kami sa boarding. We bought coffee before walking towards boarding. And then, may nakita akong parang maliit na aisle where they were selling books. And a little section of that bookstore was labeled Book Talk, which was really funny to me kasi I've heard really weird things about Book Talk. So, may instant regrets kami kasi nung naglakad kami papuntang boarding, we thought we could bring in the drinks para iinumin namin while waiting for the airplane. Apparently, you can't bring in drinks sa loob ng boarding. So, I had to chug my coffee before walking papuntang boarding. So, I downloaded a couple of videos na pwede kong panoorin while waiting. And it wasn't a long wait naman. Pero sumakay na kami sa plane. And luckily, despite the booking fiasco sa nangyari, we were all in the same plane. Pero magkakahiwalay kami na upuan. Kasama ni Abby yung kapatid ko, I believe. And then ako, I was sitting away from everyone else. Doon ko lang na-realize na first time ko umupo sa window seat. Kasi whenever, kasama ko kasi nakapag-airplane na ako, I believe nag-Boracay kami when I was 16, ganun, 17. I can't remember. Nag-Hong Kong rin kami back when I was 18, 19, ganun. All of those instances, never akong sa window seat. It was one of my siblings lagi sa window seat. So first time ko nag-window seat, tas tuwa ako. And I didn't sleep through the flight either. I was looking at all of the lights while take off. Tapos nung wala na ako nakikita mga ilaw, I played my Steam Deck. And then nung nakita ko na yung ilaw ulit sa Pilipinas, ayun, I was just staring at the lights. Landing sa Pilipinas, and then of course, epic walk-a-later moment. My parents, sila yung sumundo sa amin. Malapit lang si Queenie where she's renting a place right now. Malapit lang siya sa airport. So, hinatid lang si Queenie saglit and then we got home. Ayun, we were home. Home sweet home. And that was our entire Malaysia trip. So, a couple of things that I guess not regrets pero takeaways from this entire trip. First thing is yung Genting talaga dapat whole day trip. There's a lot of stuff that we could have seen but we didn't get to go to because gabi lang kami nagpunta sa Genting. I also realized that pag magpupunta ka na ibang bansa or someplace unfamiliar, sobrang nakakapagod kasi you're always trying to condense so many activities in a short amount of time. One of my friends mentioned na kapag nagja-Japan siya, he would always like to allot at least 2 weeks. Ayun daw yung solid 2 weeks. So you have time to rest and you have time to go out. Compared sa nangyari sa amin ngayon na 5 days lang kami, talagang araw-araw sinusulit namin. And to the point na parang hindi na kami nakaikot sa loob ng hotel. By day 2, end of day 2, day 3, sobrang pagod na namin. It made me realize na parang when you're going out of town or going to a random place, it feels weird to just rest, not do anything for a day na parang nasa bahay ka lang, 'di ba? Or nasa hotel ka lang. This was also the trip where I found out about the term tourist trap, which is something my sister explained to me, where yung basically tourist trap is the locals are sort of funneling all of the tourists para dun sila magpunta. So para medyo mas mahal yung gagastusin nila compared to local people buying the same stuff. I feel like the best way, if you're gonna try to go to a different country, the best way to do it is to have a friend there, which is much easier to do now since, the online landscape. Mas madali na magkaroon ng friends sa ibang bansa. Magkaroon ka lang ng friend na local doon, di ba? Mas madali. I realized that I really wanted to go to Taiwan. Actually, I've wanted to go to Taiwan before, pero mas na-amplify lang yung apoy kong magpunta ng Taiwan after neto because of the milk tea. Milk tea is Taiwanese, or dun siya primarily nagsimula. That's a trip for another day pag may ipon na ako ulit. Sobrang unexpected na itong Malaysia trip so bigla ako nagbuhos ng pera randomly na hindi ko alam, di ba? Because of this trip as well, I wanted to make like a milk tea video tier list. I made one a while back nung pandemic COVID time pa. I made one on stream and I like publicized my tier list, and a friend of mine, shout out Keiko, a friend of mine sent me like a TikTok explaining yung parang judgments niya sa milk tea dito sa Pilipinas. And yung mga sinite niya is, I believe, Coco, Gongcha, and Chaji. Tapos parang in-explain niya yung differences. No? And I had some opinions. I had some strong opinions on what she had to say. Sabi niya, i-stitch mo. Pero I was too lazy to do so. Eventually, I'll make like a milk tea video. Promise, gagawa ko nun. But yeah, thanks for sticking around. I've been watching a lot of YouTube recently. Sorry, it's been like 2 months since my last upload. Can't really promise anything kasi sobrang dami talaga nangyayari with work and like the band and everything. And I feel like I've said that so many times na, pero either way, I'm just glad I still have time to make one of these at least every 2 months. Okay, so take care. Peace out. Love you all. Mwah. Bye. Bye-ers.